Time to meet another character! Okay, so another main character in this show is the principal. His name is Mr. Blake, and the reason I want to talk about him specifically so early on in my musical writing process is that he is the inciting incident. He causes Sam and Jess to have to become friends. Mr. Blake is basically like early 50s. His kids are grown up and out of the house. He's the principal. He's probably looking at retiring in 5 years. And he takes an interest in his students. He's very actively involved in his school. He's a bit of a trickster. So, let me grab my handy-dandy yellow legal pad. The first time we meet Mr. Blake is when we hear his little song, The Principal's Office, which I'm still working on, which is why I'm not sharing it right now. And he has them come in, and his first line in the whole show is, really, really serious. I suppose you're wondering why I've called this meeting. And then he starts laughing at his own joke, because he's basically a dad. He's a dad. So he's laughing at his own joke, and he tells Sam and Jess that they're going to be co-valedictorians, and they freak out. They're so angry. And the next part that's happening in the story is that Sam and Jess are ruining each other's lives, hiding homework, beating each other up, not physically, with their words. They're beating each other up with words. And Mr. Blake gets sick of it. So their punishment for attempting to ruin each other's lives, he's decided, is that they have to babysit the school. Now, before you go saying how ridiculous this is actually based on one of my experiences in life. My best friend Jordan and I, summer of junior year of high school, we worked at the YMCA, and the Y was being painted, and they had workers working overnight. And none of the adults wanted to babysit the Y. Nobody wanted to stay overnight. So they were like, 17-year-olds, I bet they could watch this building for 8 hours. And we got paid a lot of money to do it because overnight shifts are awful. So I've decided to take that experience and put it into my show. The school is having its floors redone, and they need somebody to walk around the building and make sure nobody's, doing graffiti, nobody's breaking in because all the doors are unlocked, checking to make sure that the construction crew doesn't need anything, and just basically being a presence there. So their detention is just them babysitting the school. And he thinks this is hilarious because he just likes playing with people's lives. Dance, my puppets. So that's kind of where I'm at with his story. And then eventually, obviously, at the end, my two characters make up, and he takes full credit for that. Mr. Blake is also very personal to me because I based him on someone important in my life. When I was in high school, I was working 2 jobs. I was dealing with mental illness issues. I had a pretty tough family situation that I won't get into. And I did drama all 4 years with this same teacher, Devielle Johnson, who's now a very successful actor living in Vancouver, Canada. And there was never a day where he let whatever was happening in his life get to us. And he made sure every day to check in on us. So if I came in and I was having a tough day, he would stop everything and take me aside and make sure that I was mentally able to be there. And his son and I were in the same grade, and so he would have us do scenes together so that he could make sure that we were getting our lives together, because what I loved about him is that he knew what was going on in our lives. One of my best friends at the time, she also had some family issues, and Devielle never let us down. He was always there for us. And so I think it's really important to have characters like that, characters who stand up for the little guy. And I feel like Mr. Blake is a great example of what a teacher should be. Active in your students' lives, maybe a little bit meddling, and just really cares about what's happening.